lines anytime at 360-734-1170.
All right, welcome back to the Zone. Well, Bellingham is getting a hockey club, AAA Hockey, right here in Whatcom County. Merrick Parnell is one of my favorite people in the sports community here in the Northwest. He joins us live on our Zone phone. Merrick, good afternoon to you, sir.
Hey, good afternoon, Alan. Thanks so much for having me on.
My pleasure. Always good to chat it up with you. Obviously, we worked together over at Western for basketball, and there we were this weekend down in Everett at Angel of the Winds Arena for the Washington Wolfpack in a thriller. So now we're talking hockey. We're covering all the sports together here, aren't we?
Yeah, and it's a good segue because, of course, the Angel of the Winds Arena also hosts a Western Hockey League team, which that league fits into the new team that's coming into town.
Okay, so obviously the Bellingham Blazers, they went away. So there's no junior hockey team for the first time since the 2012 season. This new team, the Bellingham Breakers Hockey Club, will now step in to help fill that void left by the Blazers. Explain what AAA hockey is and what this means to our hockey community.
Sure. So the AAA level's the highest amateur level before you get to junior or major junior, like what is the Western Hockey League. So it's a very elite level, typically players 18U, but this particular team, the Breakers, Alan's going to be 17U and kind of a newer league that's trying to gain some momentum in the lower mainland and compete with some of the longtime AAA leagues.
So this is season number 5, and there's going to be 60-plus teams strong that will have teams represented in Alberta, British Columbia, Saskatchewan, where my dad is from, Ontario, Quebec, and, of course, here in Washington as well. This is pretty cool. I grew up watching the Blazers play out of Bakerview Ice Arena way back out by the airport back in the day. And this is pretty exciting. And by the way, the logo for the Bellingham Hockey Club is super cool. We got to get that on some merch. People are going to want to buy that up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they did a great job, and credit to the owner and kind of operator, Vic Pereira, a local guy. But he put a lot into the branding and tried to make it as Bellingham as possible, and I think they did a good job with it.
Okay, so they're going to offer some different levels here. There's going to be a development structure. There's 4 divisions. There's the 14U AAA, the 15U AAA, and the 17U AAA, along with the 18U AAA. Many of the teams will own BCHL teams or franchises. So you're very connected to all the major junior and junior hockey leagues all around North America.
Yeah, which is great, and you've started to see kind of that ladder, almost like a minor league system develop to help out with recruiting. So the BCHL lost Hockey Canada status and has been trying to find out how to recruit some other players in it, and then it's great for these teams in the JPHL, this new league, to try and get some affiliation up at the next level, and it helps kind of everyone recruit. So as of now, the Breakers are not affiliated, but Pereira, that we talked about, does have some roots back in the BCHL himself as a player.
It is nice to see hockey expanding. Of course, in the NHL, we're seeing we got the Kraken, of course, and Vegas now has a team, and there's a whole bunch of expansion teams. You got Nashville, and of course, Columbus now has been around for a long time. So that's been cool to see. Here in Washington State, the Thunderbirds have always been strong down there in Kent, and then the Silvertips playing there at Angel of the Winds. Again, they've been very popular, and it's nice to see hockey truly growing at all the different levels.
Yeah, it really is, and that's a good point, Alan, because when talking with the league commissioner there, that's why they identified Washington that stood out from some of the other American markets, is just how big hockey's been getting in the area and how it's kind of become a hot spot. And then given the close proximity to the border, it was kind of a win-win for them to try and test out the American market.
Yeah, this is going to be fun to see, and it'll be interesting to see the Canadian and U.S. teams. Hopefully we get some rivalries and really get some interest here. So they're going to be playing where?
It looks like it will be the Bellingham Sportsplex. Kind of an interesting ruffle, though, Alan, is that they're not guaranteed a home game during their first season based on a probationary term, to my understanding. But in talks with both the league and the coaching staff and ownership group, they would love to try and see a home game. But as of now, they have a dedicated space inside the Sportsplex, and they're working on getting some of those facilities online and making it a really professional experience.
They seem very, very intentional. They keep talking about how they want to grow JPHL hockey, and they're exploring more expansion down in here in the United States. They say they're very intentional. They're very strategic about this, and it's cool to see. It's great to see this structure, this interest in the game of hockey. You know, I had a chance to see a club hockey game with the Western Vikings, and it's so much fun to see them and just to see what club sports can even do. You know, look at Western Rugby. You know, they just won a national championship yesterday in Indianapolis against the Cyclones. But, you know, to see hockey continue to grow, and I love the merch. I can't even – the Western hockey jerseys for the Vikings are super cool, and the logo here for the Breakers, you know, I mean, it's a cool jersey. It's a cool look. It's a cool vibe to generate interest. You know, people love their merch.
Yeah, it's, again, kind of capitalizing. The Kraken, great job with kind of the nautical sea theme, and this kind of Bellingham, also a very maritime historic city as well. So it's cool to see them start to use some of those elements. And I definitely, the Breakers name too, we've seen it on a windy day out on Boulevard. But yeah, it perfectly kind of encapsulates the city and I think the surrounding.
Yes, and it's nice to see my Canadian brothers coming down and helping out and making things come to life here. So this is exciting. They're going to start play this fall. That's my understanding.
Yeah, they're hoping to get stuff started this fall. And like you said, it's a pretty big league that stretches far east. So it'll be interesting to see how the travel works, kind of interdivision or interconference.
Yeah, it'd be crazy. I mean, you got to go from Bellingham to Saskatoon.
Yeah, it's close to a 24-hour bus ride if you would do it complete. That was the trip from Regina out to BC for some of those trips, but for some of the guys, yeah.
I have been to Regina. My father. You got to say that carefully. My father is actually from a town called Punnichai, which is 90 miles north of Regina. And that is tundra. That is Little House and the prairie without trees.
Man,
I mean, yeah, that's a long way up there.
Yeah, that's near Arctic Circle territory.
Yes, I had a chance to go up there and see the Saskatchewan Roughriders play, and I remember they had a quarterback named Joe Barnes, and had a chance to meet him and chat it up as a kid. That was pretty cool to see. But you know, Saskatchewan is a lifetime away, man. That'll be interesting to see the travel and you know how much how they want to spend their time on these bus rides.
Yeah, and the style of play out on the prairies, you know, it's big, tough prairie kids compared to some of the smaller finesse kids out on the coast. So it brings all kinds of interesting playing storylines if they do try and take on some of the Eastern swing teams.
All right. Well, Merrick, I'm excited that you brought this story to us, and we definitely look forward to learning more about the Bellingham Hockey Club that's coming. And this is going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to follow and can't wait to report on them.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me on, Alan. And yeah, it's great to see hockey at a high-level return. Yeah, definitely sad with the Blazers kind of departing, but I think this will fall right in line and people will really enjoy it.
Absolutely. All right, my friend. Well, I'm sure we'll see you sooner than later since we keep crossing paths in all our journeys in the sports world.
That's right. Yeah, I look forward to it, Alan. Thanks again.